And welcome back to Bunters Yard. So today, just a real quick update on the TT120 Easterner that I showed in a recent running video. Now after that video, I took the loco off of the track, and the front bogie assembly stayed behind on the track. So there's a little retaining nut that holds the bogie onto that bar, and that had come undone. So I was left with the bogie, the nut, and the tiniest spring you could probably imagine. It was a very small spring anyway, which I saw briefly, and then it flew off, and no idea where it's gone. But anyway, I had a quick chat with Hornby, and I've sent them some images, and they're going to send a spare spring, which is fine. So until then, I've just reassembled it, and hopefully we can still use it. Possibly the front bogie would derail from time to time. I'm not planning to use it, so no real issues. Now this isn't a moan video at all. You know, these things happen. It's really not a problem. We'll get it resolved. But if you've got the Easterner, or probably the Scotsman, I think it's probably the same, I would suggest that you first of all take the bogie off using this screw at the back to hold where it holds the bar on, and then just tightening that screw into the retaining nut that's on the bottom of the bogie. A couple of things while you're there is the screw, both the screws have these tiny clear washers, so just make sure that you don't lose those. And also you'll see underneath the bogie there's a piece of tape, possibly it might still be on your loco, that piece of tape which covers a screw. And Hornby tell me that that's not necessary. You can take that off. It was there for a reason, which now is sort of invalid. It's to do with oil or something. So the guy said just remove it. It's really not needed. And finally, on the front of the bogie here, you can see these, I think they're called guardrails. I'm sure someone is more informed than I, and they'll tell me the correct name if that's not right. But I think they're called guardrails. And this is just a small metal piece that's shaped, and I found mine in the bottom of the box, and it's not a real problem. And I spoke to the technical chap, Glenn at Hornby, and he tells me that it should be held on with a tape, a double-sided tape. But by the sounds of it, a number of them will come off. So at the moment it's just held in place with a bit of black tack, but I will secure that in place properly when we do the rest of the detailing at a later date. So this isn't intended to be a moan video. You know, our locos they're mass produced in another country, and things are going to happen. It's really not an issue. It's being resolved. We'll get the part, and we'll be back singing and dancing again, so it'll be fine. But just if you've got one of these or the Scotsman, just as part of your service schedule or your running schedule, just to make sure that nut on the front is quite secure, just give it a little nip if you think it needs it. It doesn't take literally a minute to do. Just be careful. The parts are very tiny, the tiny washers, and put it back together, and hopefully everything will be okay. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining us on this pretty short video, and we'll see you very soon at Bunters Yard. Bye for now.